Hello world, I'm Twist, and welcome to my Saturday night's main event recap and review. This is from yesterday, January 24th in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. If you have WWE content discussions and videos like this, subscribe to the channel and like the video, and also share it to other people. Let's get into the recap and review. So our first match of the night is between Jacob Fatu and Cody Rhodes. The reason these guys are fighting is because weeks ago, Cody Rhodes had a match against Drew McIntyre, 3 Stages of Hell, and in a steel cage match, Jacob Fatu returned, attacked Drew McIntyre, and Cody ended up putting his hands on Jacob Fatu, ended up fighting. That led to Drew McIntyre leaving the ring, and now they've been beefing this whole time. So now we get led up to this match. So Jacob Fatu goes down to his entrance. Then we get Cody doing his entrance. He's going to the big whoa on the turnbuckle. He gets the whoa, and Jacob Fatu gets in instantly. They start fighting. So in the end, there was no official match, and so they're having this brawl. They're fighting in the ring, and it leads to them fighting in the corner with the ref trying to stop him, Charles Robinson trying to stop him, but he ended up getting knocked back by Cody Rhodes, and they keep fighting, and that leads to a whole bunch of refs and security walking in the ring trying to get everything to stop, But Cody Rhodes and Fatu, they're going back and forth. They're fighting back and forth. So Cody ends up throwing Fatu out the ring. He tries to go for a suicide dive, but he gets stopped by Fatu. He hits him before he hits him, and they end up fighting outside now. And more security trying to separate them and everything. Fatu breaks through all that, gets back in the ring, goes on the top rope, flips around, does a whisper in the wind to the security and Cody. And so he doesn't hit Cody, he hits the security, but obviously in WWE, once you hit the crowd, everyone falls down. And so after landing the whisper in the wind to the group, he walks back, tries to walk back to the locker room. But Cody still wants smoke, runs through all the security, fights him, attacks him. They're all fighting in the crowd now. He gets him, throws him in the ring, clotheslines him outside the ring, and then lands a suicide dive, this time on the right side where the announce table is, and Jacob Fatu goes over the announce table. But Cody is still not done. He gets on top of the announce table, he gets hyped for the crowd, goes back down, and then clotheslines Fatu to the outside. Now both men are in the crowd now, fighting back and forth through like the alleyways of the arena, and then they have to get into fun offense. Cody picks up like a trash can, throws it at Fatu, throws it around the other security guards. Then he actually tries to go for a pile driver on the ground, but Fatu stops it. He throws him over, he reverses it, and then Fatu picks Cody up, slams him down, and then proceeds to fight away security, and then tries to walk back again to the locker room to get it over with. But Cody back again, jumps up out of nowhere, attacks him from behind, keeps the fight going in the crowd. That leads them to actions out. They were in the lower level of the crowd. Then he actually went up the stands and started going up the stairs. If you've never been in a stadium, they usually have the ground level, and then they have the actual stands, and then that has like areas where you can buy like food and merch. So now they're in the lobby area, throwing more trash cans with Cody. He's fighting more security guards. And then even Fatu ended up slamming a security guard on a table, like one of the merch tables. Cody Rhodes is throwing popcorn and drinks at Fatu, slamming him on the counter. And then after that, they go back down to like the stairs, going down the stairs into an area where like the ground level and the stairs are kind of connected. As they're fighting on top of the box connecting the area, a security guard tries to go up there. They both work together, Fatu and Cody, throw the security guard off of them. They keep fighting on the box, and then Drew McIntyre, the champ, pops up out of nowhere. He throws Jacob Fatu on a table, and then he low blows Cody, and then picks up Cody, big powerbomb to a table, goes down to the ring, aura forearms for the people, and that's the end. So there is no match rating because it was an official match, but brawl rating, I give that a 5-star brawl. That was a great brawl. I get why they didn't do the real match because they want people to still look strong, but the energy of like let's just fight and like get to it. I really love that. I hope he can get another like official street fight or something like that. And cool, but I really enjoyed the brawl. After the brawl, they get backstage, and Drew's getting interviewed. Kathy Kelly walks up, was like, action was going on. He said Drew was like, This is a statement to everybody who want to keep their name in my mouth and want to talk about me. You're going to end up just like them if you keep messing with me. So Drew is trying to show that he's a real champ. We get into our first official match of the evening. We get Rhea Ripley, Io Sky versus the Judgment Day for the Women's Tag Team Championships. Either last week or 2 weeks ago, the Judgment Day won a triple threat tag team match to become number one contenders, and now they're finally getting their match against Rhea. Match starts off with Io Sky and Liv, and Io instantly gets right into it with a big drop kick to Liv. Io trying to keep the momentum going, tries to go for a slam on Liv. Liv reverses it instantly and just pulls her down by her hair. Leads to Liv getting a tag in with Roxanne. They both try to do a double team move on Io Sky, try to do a double suplex, but Io reverses out of it. Actually catches a leg from Roxanne and throws it into Liv, and then does a basement drop kick to Roxanne Perez on the ground. While on the ground, Roxanne tries to run away, but Io ends up dragging Roxanne, and she's holding on to the curtain on the apron, and she ends up pulling it up. It ends up leading to a distraction with the ref trying to pull it down, and Liv gets on the other side of the ring and then pulls Io Sky's hair down. After the big distraction, Roxanne, like a child having a tantrum, just lands big wailing punches on Io Sky and yelling. It's funny whenever she does that. Roxanne gets more into offense. She ends up Irish whipping Io into the corner, hands her with a big uppy, tags in Liv, and then they go for a code breaker leg sweep combo on Io, and that gets a 1-2 kick out from Io. Then Liv does a little shout out to Dirty Dom, and Eddie Guerrero goes for the Three Amigos and hits an enziguri on Io, but she kicks out of that. So Io still staying strong in the match. But then she tags in Perez. Perez starts going to more offense on the ground, starts choking Io, and then lands with a big elbow strike. After that, Io's trying to get the tag in to Rhea because she's taking a lot of damage. She stumps Io on her leg, but then she tries to get closer to Io, but gets pushed back by Io. And then Io's having a good thing. You know, everyone in the crowd's getting hyped, getting for the tag. Nope, we instantly stop all that. Perez stops the high tag, but after stopping high tag, she picks up Io, tries to Irish whip Io. Io reverses that into a fake pin combo with a big stomp. Now we have Io trying to go for the high tag. She's getting close. Liv Morgan grabs her leg, but come on now, it's time for the hot tag. Rhea gets in the ring, multiple clotheslines by Rhea on Liv. Hit her with a fallaway slam, and then hit her with a big basement drop kick. 1-2 kick out from Liv. She's staying strong. And now Rhea's trying to get the match over already. She tries to go for the riptide, but Liv reverses out of that, goes for a code breaker on Rhea. Rhea reverses out of that, tries to go for the Razor's Edge, but Liv even fights out of that, tags in Perez, but Rhea throws Perez outside the ring and hits Liv with a big ass headbutt. Gets back, tries to attack Rhea. Rhea stops, get all that, pushes her back, hits her with a big super kick. And now Roxanne's on the apron. Rhea tries to do a big superplex from that, but gets stopped. Roxanne does a big hurricanrana in the corner, knocking Rhea down, and then Liv walks in with a big code breaker to Rhea. And then Perez, trying to protect the win, does a big suicide dive to Io Sky on the outside. Liv goes for the pin on Rhea. 1-2. We get a kick out on that one. Rhea staying strong out there. Liv tries to do a move on Rhea, but gets pushed back and gets hit with the Rhea Ripley enziguri. Rhea then goes for the Razor's Edge on Liv. Hits her with it. Tags in Io. Io gets on the top rope. Hits a big missile drop kick on Liv. 1-2. Big Roxanne getting in the ring, stopping the pin. At least the Roxanne Perez hitting the crazy hurricanrana on Rhea Ripley, stamping her on the ground. But Io gets on the outside, does a big missile drop kick from the springboard, and now she's hyped now. Liv Morgan is on the corner. She tries to go for the big bullet train on Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan gets out of it, hits her with a crucifix pin combo on Io. 1-2. Come on, the match ain't over like that. She kicking out of that. Io tries to do her Shote uppercuts, but it gets reversed. And Roxanne then tries to land a pop rocks, but that gets reversed with a big kick. And that leads to Io Sky going up to the top rope, trying to get over the moonsault. She goes for it. Roxanne stops her with big kicks in the middle of the air. And then she actually lands pop rocks, but Io Sky kicks out of it. Io gets the tag of the Rhea. Now it's time for her to go crazy. Lands a big headbutt. does the riptide, and we get the moonsault from Io Sky. The ref's counting 1, 2. Here comes Raquel Rodriguez pulling Rhea Ripley down to land on the referee to stop the pin, right? Raquel then beats up Rhea Ripley. Now she's on the other side of the ring. Io Sky tries to do a suicide dive onto Raquel, but gets caught by Raquel. And Raquel turns it into a big ass power bomb. La Primera pops out, stops Raquel Rodriguez. They start fighting outside. They end up fighting past the barricade, so now they're no longer involved in the fight. But since Io got hit with that big power bomb, now she's back in the ring. Perez crawls over, puts her hands on Io for the pin. 1, 2, kick out of that by Io. Still having a double down. Liv is now on her side of the ring. She's begging Roxanne to tag her in. She's like, come here, tag me in. The tag in. Io's on the rope. Liv instantly tries to go for Oblivion. She lands it. Tries to go for a pin, but guess what? Rhea Ripley tagged in Io Sky before she got Oblivion. Rhea instantly kicks the dog shit out of Liv. Picks her up for Riptide. 1, 2, 3. That's a dub. Rio, they retained the championships. This match was a banger match. Banger back and forth. I'm giving this match a 4-star. I'm gonna give this match a 4-star match. You know, we did have to get the interference, but the interference got null and void when like it got combined together. But overall, this match is very hard hitting, very back and forth. I like. It's funny how even though Io Sky even is a top person in the division, she still takes most of the heat throughout the match instead of Rhea. It's interesting. But overall, I can't wait to see how else they're going to be doing with this reign. Very entertaining match. Next, we got into a dream match of some sort, even though we've seen it a bit. AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura. We're getting to this match because this might be one of the last matches we see from AJ Styles in WWE, because last week he agreed to fight Gunther one more time, and if he loses, he retires. So AJ Styles got invited to SmackDown, and Shinsuke said, "Let's run the ones," and that's how we got to this match. So the cool thing about this match is that Shinsuke brought back his old attire, like the red tights, the red pants, the red arm wrap. You know, usually he's been wearing like a bodysuit, but I'm glad he brought back the old fit. Now, of course, we get into the match. Everyone's hyped. They're giving the crowds. They're filling out for the crowd. They get into a tie-up. That leads to a stalemate. They're pushing back, leading to the corners. We get into another tie-up. Now Shin said, I'm gonna be calling Shinsuke Shin most of the time. Shin gets a big headlock on AJ. He has him on the ground, but they get back up, and then Shin turns into a limb manipulation, having his arm down, pulling it down, and they ended up into an Irish whip where AJ tries to go for the leapfrog. Usually in wrestling, when people Irish whip, they either drop down or they jump over them like a leapfrog. But instead of this time, since they fought each other many times throughout the years, Shinsuke knew, and then kicked him mid leapfrog. And then they get into another tie-up where they're leaning over into the corner. They get stopped, and then obviously Shinsuke, playing the mind games, puts his head on his chest, and he's like, "Come on!" And that's when they start going. AJ tries to fight back instantly, but Shinsuke stops him with a big knee to the stomach, and that leads to he tried to get a more advantage on AJ, but AJ hits it with the picture perfect drop kick. Him and Randy's drop kicks got to be the most perfect in the game. Now that leads to AJ Styles taking the momentum. Now he lands a big backbreaker on Shinsuke, and then gets him to the corner, starts landing multiple punches and kicks at him in the corner. And Shinsuke tries to get punches in, but gets clotheslined by AJ to the outside, and then AJ gets on the rope and does a big crossbody outside to him. Then AJ gets Shinsuke back in the ring, tries to attack Shinsuke in the corner, but he gets reversed. That leads to Shin hitting him with a corner kick and then a big running knee to him on the ground. Tries to go for a pin, but that gets kicked out of. Shin is still on the attack, hits it with big knees on the ground, multiple knees to him on the ground, and he goes into a headlock to him to go into the corner, and then he landed up more knees on him. AJ on the ground. Shin goes for good vibrations when he puts his leg on his opponent and then shakes it around, just like shaking around like that. And then AJ fights out of that by hitting Shinsuke with big clotheslines, and then hitting him with the sliding forearm, and that lets him eat a corner elbow to Shinsuke into a lifted up reverse fire, which led him to a fireman's carry, slamming him down on the knee. That leads to AJ trying to get the match over. He tries to go for the Styles Clash. Shinsuke reverses it by doing a scorpion kick, jumping guts, kicking him in the head with it, and then hitting the ropes, hitting him with a running kick. Then Shinsuke gets him up, hits him with multiple roundhouse kicks to the body and the face, back to the body, and then hits him with an enziguri. In the corner, he hits him with a big kick to the back of the neck. AJ stuck on the corner. He runs through, slides to the bottom with a big German suplex backwards like that. It's a sane move. He's back in the ring, goes for the a middle rope Kinshasa. It basically does a Kinshasa from the middle rope, but they don't really count it as one. But he hits with it. 1, 2, kick out from AJ. Now Shin tries to do for the official Kinshasa. He's in the corner. He gets hyped, runs into him, but he gets kicked in the knee by AJ Styles, and then AJ hits him with a dragon screw. And that's going to start throughout the match. Shinsuke is going to have an injured knee throughout the rest of the match, and he's selling it pretty well. And knowing he has damage to the knee now, he instantly goes for the calf crusher. And as he's landing the calf crusher, Shinsuke fights out of it, but AJ instantly hits him with a big dragon screw right into another calf crusher. They're in the middle of the ring now. Shinsuke, he's going crazy. He's going crazy in pain, but Shinsuke finds a way to flip over AJ into an armbar by Shinsuke. And as he's landing the armbar, AJ turns over, and then Shinsuke then turns into a triangle choke, or Hell's Gates, if you don't know. And now he's choking him that way. AJ fights out of that, tries to turn into a Styles Clash. Shinsuke reverses out of that though, hits him with big leg kicks. He tries to run at AJ, and then AJ hits his own Kinshasa. For people who don't know what a Kinshasa, it's a running knee. It's a running knee, like it's kind of like a punt kick but higher. But after the AJ Kinshasa, it leads to a double down. They get up and then they get into a boo yeah combo. They both hit their comeback combos, and it leads to and at first it looks like Shinsuke's winning it with a reverse elbow to AJ. AJ gets hit around. The elbow made AJ turn around, hits Shinsuke with a big Pele kick, and after the Pele kick to Shin looks like he's down and out, but boom! Big Kinshasa by Shinsuke. That leads to another double down, but Shinsuke gets up. He goes to the corner, tries to go for the Kinshasa. He's running, but boom, his leg gives out, and he falls. And that leads to AJ hitting him with another Kinshasa. And he goes for the pin. 1, 2. He grabs the rope. Shinsuke grabs the rope to get a kick out. AJ then picks up Shinsuke, has him in a fireman's carry, but the other way. So his chest is facing the sky. Does a big spinning slam on the ground. 1, 2, get a kick out though. Shinsuke fights out of it, gets AJ back in the corner, and then tries to go for the sliding German this time. But again, his leg is hurt. So when he tries to do it, he slides out, but he doesn't have enough power because his legs fail. That leads to AJ standing up and then kneeing Shinsuke while he's on the apron. AJ gets Shinsuke back in the ring, tries to land a phenomenal forearm. As he jumps up, Shinsuke instantly stops him, grabs him, picks him up, lands it with a big driver on the ground. 1, 2, kick out from AJ. This match, I ain't gonna lie, this match is a classic. They were going back and forth. Shinsuke's still in the momentum though. He lands AJ with a big sling blade, but then AJ gets up. He tries to fight through that, but Shinsuke tries to land an attack on AJ. AJ gets out of that. Big Pele kick by AJ leads to a double down. Both of these men are exhausted. They get back up. They get into another booyah combo. Punches back and forth. But Shinsuke wins it at first by doing a flip around move on AJ, knocking him on the ground into an armbar, into a pin. AJ kicks out of it, but then Shinsuke instantly hits him with a big wheel kick. Tries to go for the Kinshasa again on AJ. It gets reversed into a Styles Clash. That Styles Clash gets reversed into a Kinshasa by Shinsuke, and we get another double down. AJ tries to go for the big Kinshasa again. It gets reversed. Gets hit by AJ's forearm into a Styles Clash. 1, 2, 3. AJ Styles, the phenomenal one, wins this match, and this is the match of the night so far, the match of the year in my opinion. These guys went back and forth like no other. I wish this would have been their WrestleMania match. This is a 5-star match. This is an elite match. It's crazy how much chemistry these two men have. They literally put everything all on the line, and it makes me think now that he's gonna lose against Gunther because they just gave us a classic for no reason. That boy losing. But again, great match. This is my favorite match of the night. Also, now we get to the main event of the evening. This match is a fatal four-way match, and the winner gets to fight Drew McIntyre at the Royal Rumble for the WWE Championship. This match includes Randy Orton, the Viper, Sami Zayn, the hometown kid, Damian Priest, and Mr. Whoop That, Trick Williams. The match starts with all men in the ring. You know, everyone in the crowd is getting hyped. The men in the ring, they're aura farming. You know, they're letting the crowd get hyped for them. And Trick doing the one. He's the only heel in the match so far. He's the only heel in this match technically. So he gets out the ring. He said, I'm gonna handle this on my time. He looks at them. Randy instantly tries to go for RKO on Damian Priest. Damian Priest reverses it, obviously. Sami Zayn big clotheslines Damian Priest outside the ring. And now we get a face-off between Sami and Randy. And as they're having a face-off, Trick Williams, being the heel, pulls Sami's legs out of the ring and then proceeds to attack him. But Randy gets out there. Big uppercut to Trick Williams. And as the three are all huddled up together, of course, Damian Priest runs all the way to the other side, jumps off the stairs to a big splash onto all the men. Then Damian gets Sami back into the ring, hits him with a big elbow into the corner. Left hand also smacked the Sami in the ring. As it's going on, Priest is trying to fight back and forth with Randy. Randy reverses it with a poke to the eye and throws Damian Priest outside the ring. Randy now on his attention to Sami Zayn, hits Sami with a big gut kick and hits him with back uppies. Hits him with an uppie. And he gets Sami into the corner. Goes on the top rope, hits him with the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sami gets out of it, pulls him down. Attacks Randy, then gets on the top rope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That lands the 10 punches on Randy. Trick out of nowhere, clothesline Sami in the back, and then attacks Sami and Randy on the ground, stumping both of them out. Randy gets Randy out the ring, and then starts attacking Sami more on the ground by himself. At least the Trick elbowing Sami and Damian, and then hitting Sami with a neck breaker, and that leads to a pin, but Sami kicks out of it. Trick is still on the offense, and Sami hits with a big chop, Irish whips Sami into the corner, but then Sami tries to get a comeback in, but Trick Williams stops all of that, but then Priest gets in the ring. And gets rid of Trick Williams. Now Priest is trying to get action on Sami, but Sami fights out and reverses Priest, grabs his arm, climbs on the top rope with him. Big tornado DDT. 1, 2, kick out from Priest. That leads to Randy getting back in the ring, hitting a breakaway slam on Damian Priest, and then that leads to Sami clotheslining Trick Williams outside the ring. Randy gets back on the attack on Damian Priest, hits him with the vintage DDT. Then Randy tries to go for the vintage DDT on Trick Williams, but Sami stops him, hits him in the back, and Sami stops it, hits Randy with the Blue Thunder Bomb. 1, 2, kick out of that. Blue Thunder Bomb is like a reverse suplex flipped into a powerbomb. Now Sami sees a chance to hit the haluva kick, which is a running boot into the corner on the Trick Williams, but Trick Williams reverses out of that and then hits a big kick on Sami, but that gets a kick out from Sami. But after that leads to Damian Priest kicking Trick Williams, and then ends up Trick Williams ended up rolling out the ring to the outside, but Priest follows him, tries to do a move on Trick Williams on the outside, but Trick Williams grabs Damian Priest, lands it with a big bookend to him on the barricade. For people who don't know what a bookend is, it's like a rock bottom, but Booker used to keep his knee up. That's the difference. After the bookend, they start fighting more in the middle of the outside of the ring. Sami stops all of it, goes for a big front flip. Damian gets out the way, and so that ends up just Sami landing on Trick. Sami gets up, then sees Randy Orton where the announce table is, to try to attack him, but Randy stops him. Then he tries to land with a back suplex onto the announce table. Sami does a flip out of that, and then lands Randy on the back suplex on the announce table. Sami's back in the ring now fighting Damian Priest, hits him with the big corner exploder. It's like when he grabs him around like this and then flips him back to the turnbuckles. That leads to Sami hitting the haluva kick. Boom! Hits the haluva kick. 1, 2. Trick Williams pulls the ref out the ring to stop the pin. The ref arguing with Trick Williams about what he's doing. That led to Sami grabbing Trick by the hair. He ended up pulling him outside. He ended up fighting and having a back and forth fight. But then Randy fights through all that. He ends up slamming Trick Williams on the announce table twice. Then he does it to Sami Zayn. And then he does it to Damian Priest. And then he picks up Trick again. And then lands another reverse suplex on the table. But then throws Trick into the ring. But Trick, as he gets thrown in the ring, rolls all the way to the other side, outside the ring. Sami tries to go in the ring. Lands to land a blue thunder bomb on Randy. Randy reversed out of that. Tried to go for a RKO. But Sami reversed out of that. Ended up rolling up Randy. 1, 2. Kick out from Randy. Randy trying to tackle Sami Zayn in the corner, but Sami got out the way. That landed him tackling into the ring post. With Randy on the ground getting up, Sami got on the top rope, tried to do a dive, but that got reversed by Randy. Randy trying to go for an RKO. That gets reversed again. Sami then gets him in the corner, tries to go for the haluva kick, but that gets reversed into an RKO. And you think Randy's about to go for the pin? Trick rolls back in the ring, throws him outside the ring, goes for the pin. 1, 2. Priest stops it, gets Trick off of him. At least the Trick and Priest on the apron going to a boo yeah combo. And that led to Randy stopping their fun by grabbing them both and then landing the double vintage DDT on both of them. Randy then picks up Trick, tries to go for the RKO. It gets reversed, but then Damian Priest grabs Randy and lands do a South to Heaven on Randy. That leads to Trick trying to steal the pin again. Throws Damian Priest away. Tries to go for the pin on Randy. 1, 2. Kick out from Randy. That leads to Trick Williams doing a 360 kick onto Damian Priest. And that leads to Sami stopping Trick. Hits him with a big corner exploder slam onto the turnbuckle. That leads to Sami trying to go for the haluva kick on Trick again. Dodges the haluva kick again, but this time Sami stops him near the corner. That leads to Sami and Trick fighting in the corner. But then Damian Priest walks in, lands the Razor's Edge onto Sami. And now Damian Priest and Trick Williams are fighting in the corner. As they're fighting in the corner, Damian knocks down Trick Williams. But then out of nowhere, boom! Big haluva kick to Damian Priest in the corner. 1, 2, 3. The hometown kid did it. Sami Zayn is the #1 contender for the WWE Championship. Now he's getting it right with the people. And then Drew McIntyre tries to go in, ruin the fun, tries to attack him. Sami reverses him, throws him out the ring. Drew skedaddles away. Sami's in the ring, getting right with the people. That is a 4.5 star match. This match is a banger. Insane back and forth. These men, the chemistry between these men was fire. I don't know if Sami gets the win against Drew. He gets a lot of love in Saudi Arabia, but I don't know if that's enough for him to win. I thought Sami was going to win the Rumble, but I feel like at this point, I don't know if I see Sami winning a championship in the near future. I don't think Drew's going to lose the belt at the Rumble, but we'll see. But overall, this show gets a 2 thumbs up. This show was amazing. I wish you could have got a real match between Cody and Fatu, but overall, what they did though was insanely fun. I enjoyed it. Pretty entertaining. The match of the night, obviously Shinsuke versus AJ Styles. That's a banger match. If Dave doesn't get 5 stars, he doesn't know wrestling. But overall, I'm Twist. If you enjoy WWE content like this, please subscribe to the channel. If you enjoyed the video, please like it and please share the video to wrestling fans and also to newbies. You can get them on to the stories on like this, instead of having them watch the whole show. Maybe they can watch this, get the cliff notes, and now they can be ready for the next show. Stay tuned for the next Raw review coming out, and there might be a Royal Rumble review out. I don't know yet. I'm still trying to figure out how to script that video. I'm out.